Ladies and gentlemen, I have a neat one here for you. My buddy Dale Follett. I had the idea to do this. Other people have done it, obviously, but I wanted to make it as simple as possible. And I wanted to make like electronic boost controller for like minimal amount of dollars. Obviously, I love to be economically driven. What's the best I can do for my money? And I was like, hey, Dale, I bought a bunch of Arduino stuff. I don't have the time. I have failed a few attempts. I'm tired of it already. Can you build, just let's prototype it and make it as simple as possible. So he just has a project box here and a potentiometer and a little, I said I wanted an OLED screen so you could see it in daylight. Anyway, this is a small, simple electronic boost controller. And it wires right to a solenoid, and it takes power, ground, and then solenoid. So yellow is the power, that's the ground for 12 volts, and then these go to the solenoid either end. The polarity doesn't matter, it pulses it just like an injector. Anyway, you fire it up. Dun, dun, dun. Welcome to DIY Boost Controller. And then he's going to swap this to a rotary push button switch, and he's going to do multiple boost settings, and he plans on making it more involved. But I was like, you know, this is the prototype. Obviously, he wants to make it smaller, easier. He's even thinking about getting his own custom PCB done. And if you dial it up, you hear the pulsing. You could also use this to run an injector, basically, if you wanted to test injectors. It's sending a pulse width modulation to the boost controller. You can see as the percentage goes up, it's just, and then technically, all it's doing in this form is allowing air to pass through. So I would connect this to the top of the wastegate, and it would pressurize through onto the wastegate. So as you turn it up, it just allows air in and pushes through. I want to put this on my truck and hook this up to a switch. It's kind of cool that if you just turn it down, it shuts it off. You can barely hear it. Pretty neat. That's it. So if you know that you're, say my truck makes 20 pounds on 54%, you know, you can just go right to 54%. And he's going to make, he already did prototype it. If you check out his YouTube channel, I'll link it below. I believe it's Twisted Builds. I'm sorry, Dale. I'm a total idiot. Believe it's Twisted Builds. He's doing more and more Arduino stuff. He made a post on Sloppy Public the other day saying that he's going to focus on that. A lot of people want to learn how to do automotive things with that. So I told him I would get started on it. I want to have it on by the weekend and start rolling into it, and it'd be awesome to just see wastegate and then turn it up. He already has, like I said, he prototyped one with an A and a B setting, and I think he's going to swap to a rotary encoder to make it easier to use, where you can just press in to hit OK and set your A and B. And what's awesome about that is, I don't know if he's going to set up triggers also. If you have like a TH400 and you have a ratchet shifter and it has solenoid or the micro switches, you can activate, you can say no boost in first gear and then A and B, setting 1 and 2 in second and third. So you can have a multi boost by gear or whatever. So that would be really awesome for cheap also. I'm curious to see how cheap and small he can make this, and I know it'll only work better from now, and it already does pulse the solenoid, so it technically is 100% working. We just need to actually test it, and I'm going to do that in my truck soon. So there's a cool update for you. Tiny little electronic boost controller. He's going to build them super cheap and then sell them, I believe. So look out for that. That's a neat little tidbit. I got it in the mail from him, and I had to say something about it. I'm being a slacker. There you go.